Hey everyone, and welcome back to another Spanish lesson.
When learning a language, you'll find tons of content for beginners, but it can be more difficult to find help once you're past the basics. That's why today we're going to level up your Spanish with 8 advanced Spanish verbs that you're probably not using, but should be.
Before we start, don't forget to give this video a like, hype this video, and subscribe to the channel if you still haven't.
Yeah, and after this video, you can go to our website, anytimeespanol.com, and get yourself a free gift. Okay, number 1, desmayarse, means to faint or pass out. Now, this verb is always used reflexively and is used for physical fainting or a sudden loss of consciousness. So, for example, she fainted because of the heat while waiting in line.
Ella se desmayó por el calor mientras esperaba en la fila.
So, you see, it's reflexive. We have to say ella se desmayó. If we just said desmayó, it wouldn't be correct. Let's see another one. I feel dizzy. I think I'm gonna pass out.
Me siento mareado. Creo que me voy a desmayar.
He almost passed out after running the marathon.
Casi se desmayó después de correr el maratón. Number 2, tropezar or tropezarse, and it means to trip over something or someone. This verb almost always takes the preposition con.
That's right. And another important thing to note here is that while grammatically we can use either tropezar or its reflexive form tropezarse, in Mexico it's preferred to use its reflexive form. And that's because we see it more as something that's unintentional or accidental. So it's not something that you do, it's something more that happens to you. Let's see some examples. So if you wanted to say, I tripped over a suitcase in the hallway, you could either say,
Tropecé con una maleta en el pasillo or me tropecé con una maleta en el pasillo.
So both are correct, but because we use the reflexive form in Mexico, our next examples will be with the reflexive form. She tripped over somebody while getting off the bus.
Ella se tropezó con alguien al bajar del autobús.
We tripped over loose stones on the path.
Nos tropezamos con piedras sueltas en el camino.
Next, we have enredar and desenredar. And we use it when we want to talk about something being tangled or untangled, or when we get ourselves involved in or out of a problem or situation. Now, both of these verbs can both be reflexive. And remember, that's when the person doing the action is also affected by it. So, in other words, when someone tangles or untangles themselves, or when a person gets themselves in or out of a mess. So, let's see some examples. The boy tangled the headphones while playing.
El niño enredó los audífonos por estar jugando.
So here, the boy tangled the headphones, so it's not reflexive. But if we were to say, he got involved in a complicated situation at work,
Se enredó en una situación complicada en el trabajo.
So here you see that the verb is in its reflexive form because he got himself in a complicated situation. That's the difference. Now, on the other hand, we could say something like, it took me 10 minutes to untangle the cables.
Me tardé 10 minutos en desenredar los cables.
So here, I'm untangling cables, so it doesn't need to be in its reflexive form. But now, let's see this one. She got herself out of the awkward situation by changing the subject.
Se desenredó de la conversación incómoda cambiando de tema.
So here, she got herself out of the situation, so it needs to be in its reflexive form.
Number 4, comprobar means to verify or to check. This verb is stronger and more precise than checar or verificar.
So if we wanted to say something like, I need to verify the reservation before we leave.
Necesito comprobar la reservación antes de salir.
Or the security guard checked that the office was closed.
El guardia de seguridad comprobó que la oficina estuviera cerrada.
Don't worry, Steve will check the report before Friday.
No te preocupes, Steve comprobará el informe antes del viernes.
So as we said, comprobar is more precise. So we've actually talked about checar and revisar in a different video, where checar is to kind of have a quick glance and check something. Revisar is more to revise and make a decision. And then comprobar is even stronger or more precise. So keep that in mind. All right, our next verb is derramar, which means to spill. Now you can use this verb reflexively or not, and it's most commonly used to spill physical liquids, but you can also use it figuratively for emotional outpouring. So, for example, I spilled coffee all over the table.
Derramé café por toda la mesa.
The water bottle spilled inside my backpack.
La botella de agua se derramó dentro de mi mochila.
And now, as we said, while derramar is not super common to talk about emotions, you could use it figuratively like this. The couple celebrated their 3-month anniversary and are very much in love.
La pareja cumplió 3 meses de novios y derraman miel.
Now, if you're confused, derramar miel is a common idiomatic expression used in Mexico that is like an over-exaggeration. It's like overflowing with sweetness, either in words or behavior. So now you've learned a new idiomatic expression as well that you can start using.
Number 6. Advertir means to warn or to notice. But this verb is used more often for warnings.
Exactly. So, for example, we could say something like, they warned us about possible flight delays.
Nos advirtieron sobre posibles retrasos en el vuelo.
Or, I warned my daughter not to be late tonight.
Le advertí a mi hija que no llegará tarde esta noche.
She warned him not to touch the audio equipment.
Ella le advirtió que no tocara el equipo de audio.
Now, you can also use advertir to mean like to notice or to observe something. For example, I noticed that the door was slightly open when I got home.
Advertí que la puerta estaba entreabierta cuando llegué a la casa.
So while you can use advertir in this situation, it's not very commonly used like this in Mexico. We would use a different verb like ver or observar or notar for a situation like this. All right, our 7th advanced verb is impulsar, which is to drive, to motivate, or to propel. And this is a great verb to use to express motivation, growth, progress, or movement. It can be emotional, professional, or even abstract. So we could say something like, her leadership motivates the entire team.
Su liderazgo impulsa a todo el equipo.
The crisis drove deep changes in the way that people recycle.
La crisis impulsó cambios profundos en la forma de reciclar.
My experience as a volunteer is prompting me to change careers.
Mi experiencia como voluntario me está impulsando a cambiar de carrera. Number 8. Desafiar means to challenge or defy. Used for personal challenges or competitions and defying expectations or rules.
For example, we could say something like, Pablo challenged his own limits by swimming in the open sea.
Pablo desafió sus propios límites al nadar en mar abierto.
I decided to defy what my parents wanted and become an artist.
Decidí desafiar lo que mis padres querían y convertirme en artista.
This course challenges even advanced students.
Este curso desafía incluso a estudiantes avanzados.
Okay, now if you want more examples and practice exercises using these advanced verbs, don't forget that we have a PDF guide for all of our Primo memberships and higher, both on YouTube and on Patreon. And don't forget that if you go to our website, anytimeespanol.com, and sign up for our mailing list, you'll get yourself a free gift. Now we'll leave all of those links in the description of this video.
Let us know in the comments which verb was new for you.
And whether you want more videos on advanced verbs like this. Now, watch this video to keep improving your Spanish. Until next time.